Welcome back. I think episode 25 of this series. And last time we saw the second part of World War One, and this is the last part of World War One. Last time we saw China fall. China's gone. So yeah. So now we're going to the Russian front. The peace treaty has just ended in Russia, and now the Black Team is going to go full on Russia. The only enemy they have is Russia. As they already started pulling troops back. Russia is also pulling troops back, but it's not going to be enough to stop the advance. And the advance is going to continue into Russia. As the advancing is not going to stop, as now the Black Team is going full-blown. All their troops are on this border. This is the only border they have. All their offensive forces on here, they have defensive forces on their normal countries, but there's no defensive forces in China anymore, so they're approaching the capital now. The Russians are getting a bit worried. As the advance is not stopping. So yeah, Russia's being steamrolled. Not on one front, but literally all the fronts they have. Even the pink team joins in because their sole goal of joining the Black Team was, well, to get back their land from Russia. Yeah, Russia is coming down. The group, they just got in China. Yeah, they're rebelling. Rebellious groups in China. And the Russians part. As these guys want freedom. And Russia can't do anything about it. that. In Russia, they kind of see the writing on the wall. Well, the population mostly. Dictator becomes extremely unpopular. That the capital is now being kind of almost captured, which kind of puts you in, like, saying, hey, this guy sucks. And the people are like, yeah, we ain't doing this anymore. The capital is encircled. But even before that happens, well, the government is exiled to over here. Yes, Russia, people were overthrowing the government, which was heavily funded by Mesopotamia, we want to call them, China, surprisingly, and Canada. This is what's left of the government. Which the government hasn't collapsed. At this point, it just collapses. There's like no fighting, basically. The government doesn't have any soldiers. And the leader is executed for his crimes, the war crimes. And yeah. The capital falls. Now Russia is no longer a dictatorship. They're like Mesopotamia, basically. But they are not soon to surrender. Not yet, at least.
Like, how many bowls of spaghetti did you have?
One.
I'm gonna eat the rest of that, okay? Because you always eat the food.
Alright. Russia has not surrendered yet. Because even the civilian government does not like the black team. They don't want to surrender to them. But basically, they're like, yeah, we kind of have to. So the black team takes this, and Russia finally gives in. Russia finally surrenders, and we can finally get a peace treaty. Yeah, Russia is gonna get cooked here. The first thing in the peace treaty is these guys get their territory they took, and they immediately are like, all right, we're out now. Maybe a tiny bit more.
My guy took everything. So my guy took everything.
Busy. You go, I fixed the borders. Say no. Yeah, Russia. Now these guys are also gonna get the same thing. The black team. So yeah, now it's time for the first part of the treaty. Rome. The first part of the treaty is get all the minor nations. I didn't get that much. Rome is included in the minor nations, but they had a big fight at the start of the war. At the end, they didn't do much. They're going to take everything they got. And they also get that. Oh, the black team then proceeds to get this under Rome. They do not get one province. Give that back. Yeah. The black team is going to take a ton of land out of Russia. So yeah, the black team takes all that. They're going to get, well, Sweden. Black team's gonna take a lot of territory out of Russia. That is giving to, well, this as well. Into the black team. That's a bargain for it. Basically say, like in the official peace treaty that Russia's gonna sign, they're not losing any of this. The only thing they're losing is what they've lost, actually. And that is proved by every single one except the black team, which majority rules. Down here, these two are just changing stuff. Well, not exchanging, but yeah, money for. They got money from that. The black team stuff, and they used the money to get that from Rome. So Rome just got money from the black team. That's basically what happened. How is this gonna go? Well, that's what they take. Now they're gonna make a ton of countries. I gotta fix that. Looks a bit bad. Well, it's better. What's going to be happening over here? Well, that's the Mesopotamian front. Now it's just the black team in Russia and, well, Sweden. We'll do Sweden first. Sweden does not want this territory. So we're seeing the return of Finland. Finland. They are released. As well. Not the same thing as Sweden. There's only evil countries left. Well, evil dictatorship. And that doesn't mean the same thing, because the old dictatorships are evil. But the only one left is every single one in the Black Alliance. Currently on decline. Sweden did not join this war for land, they joined the war so they wouldn't die. That has been accomplished. Finland's actual government it went in exile to Sweden. So none of those little guys are back, and I do not like Russia. But we'll see how that goes. Later, probably we'll see how it goes. See if there's any wars in the future. Could be. I don't know. Oh yes, now this is the Black Alliance's turn. These two are both in the Black Alliance. Basically, every single one of the Black Alliance is basically a puppet of, well, the Black Team. Yeah, These guys' capitals right there. So now this is the peace treaty of the First World War. Yep. That's the peace treaty. If you notice, Russia's still massive on the map, but they're really poor. Lost most of their actual good land. New capital will be right there. And Russia is very unstable, but we'll see how that goes. So now the world is, we're gonna start to, there's some developments happening. But first we'll go to Russia. It's time, boys. The Russian Civil War. A massive rebellion. The government is unstable to do peaceful government. All these are still peaceful government, as that is a popular idea still. But, yeah. So here starts the Russian Civil War. Just like we had one in real life after World War I, we have Russian Civil War. No one's really going to interfere in this. So yeah, the Civil War has begun. And that's another one if you're a second later. The Black Team launches an invasion of Russia. And they're saying, here, we're going to stabilize Russia. We all know what they really want, land. So now Russia's in a civil war, and they're in a actual war. So yeah, we got a, there's not really a temporary peace, it's just no one stopped fighting each other because of this. Because they all hate the Black Team. That is one thing they have in common. They all hate the Black Team. They have two things in common. They all hate the Black Team. Well, actually three. They're Russian. And then third, they're, not a dictatorship. So yeah. Civil War is still going to continue, though. This thing is going on, and it ain't stopping for nothing. They have a consolidated front over here. They're working out on the government. We're doing some work on the government. Of course, every single party is at war, so yeah. So no, it's just a Russian civil war. Yeah, this is these guys over here are gonna expand. Russia is kind of cooked here. They also get a consolidated front over here. We're going to meet up with the pink team and, well, purple team. Yeah, they're going to fight. The little black team is able to get rid of these tiny little pockets. There's a ton of them. Even are able to, well, these guys a bit back. This is their main priority area. Even able to take this down. But sadly for them, well, these guys are going to push it right back and then connect with these guys. So yeah, Russia looks really, really bad right now. Look at this abomination. Yeah, Russia might be cooked, chat. So now, we'll take a break from that civil war. So now, what is the next era? What is it? So we just finished World War One. Well, this war at the start of World War One, well, I think before World War One, the next era would be pretty interesting. It's going to, well, yeah, but you're gonna finally find out what it is now. What has it been leading to for the past 4 episodes? We'll start right now. We start here in the black team. They're conquered basically all of Europe. Sweden leaves. They know what's coming. Black team has conquered all of Europe. They've killed 2 countries that also were evil, and out of ashes became nice countries. Very suspicious of why you joined the war. The reason these guys joined the war, the red team, was to kill Russia and China. Now there's one left on the chopping block. The next era is the Great Trial. And what do I mean by the Great Trial? Get the red out. We have like 7 guys joining the alliance. First, Sweden. Secondly, thirdly, Russia. All the Russias. These guys are still at war, which is they're on the same team. These guys. Japan. These guys. Mesopotamia. The purple team. France. Canada. And this country. Yeah. They've been playing this for 4 episodes. They literally are the ones who caused the war. They fueled the fire. Yeah. And the green team, like I said last time, they said they weren't interested in the green team. Well, the whole point of this coalition is to bring the green team back and kill this country. I mean, not just what's happening to Russia. Gone from existence. This happens, they all join the same alliance. An hour later, every single one declares war on the black team. The black team is like mouth dropped immediately. The Great Trial is now here, and be honest, the black team is cooked. Yeah, they might get clapped here. The colonies are cooked. Like, the only thing that's probably gonna carry them is their win. They're at war with Russia. That's all their troops are in Russia. Oh boy. The Russian front's gonna go amazing, but everything else is gonna come down hard. There's no troops in the colonies. So yeah, this ain't gonna go so well. If you can't tell. The Great Trial is here, and the black team might get fried. Yeah, the red team already took the African part, and yeah. So literally, there's a lot of countries that are opting to join this conflict. The green team is actually, the leader of this alliance is actually the red team. The red team was a green team puppet, which kind of saved them from their old government. The government was bad, and they realized that. So I see their green team as like the ones who saved them. Now they're returning the favor. They're putting all of their effort. The reason why, these guys, Canada, and them were so strong, was because it wasn't just it wasn't just Canada, it was all of them. That's what it's been the whole time. This is why they have this, because it wasn't just this. China joined this recently, but China wasn't there earlier. Like, here, it was like, Mesopotamia was funding this, the green team was also throwing in stuff. The red team was throwing stuff everywhere. They're throwing stuff to Europe. They're giving stuff to Rome. At the start, after that, they stopped because they can't really give much more, and they started to give it to these guys. That's why they lost. That's why they were so strong. That's why they had a great navy. So yeah, this alliance is right now. First is actually red team. Second, Mesopotamia. Third is the black team. And fourth is Canada. So yeah, they're getting clapped by the. This isn't gonna go well. So that's the next era, the Great Trial. Well, the year is also 1914, so this is the time period of World War One took place, but World War One happened a bit early, so the Great Trial will be taking place at that time. So yeah, the Great Trial is here. We haven't never had two wars that back after back. We'll see the black team have a trial for its very existence. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time. Peace. Bye bye.